You alluded to this a little bit earlier, Jaxson Dart, and you wrote an article about it. Something that is concerning would be his fourth quarter quarterback rating. So take us through that article and what you found out with Dart.
Well, I want to stress before I go anywhere further with this that, quarterback rating in college is very different from the NFL. I believe it goes all the way up into the 1100s in college. So it's a very different number than what you're going to hear in the NFL, what you get in the NFL. So when I say these numbers, I want it to be put out there that this is not NFL quarterback rating. This is college quarterback rating. But one thing I took a look at with the top quarterbacks in this draft class, even going back a couple years, how they fared quarterback rating wise in the fourth quarter, because as we all know in the NFL, so many games come down to the fourth quarter. Jaxson Dart, among qualified quarterbacks last season, 42nd in quarterback rating. He had a 151.77, completed 60% of his passes, 36 of 60 for 515 yards, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Obviously not very good when you're in the 40s in that stat, and you compare to some of the other guys in this class. Cam Ward, sixth in QB rating in the fourth quarter, 192.52. Shadur Sanders, 32nd. Not the greatest, but certainly good enough, I think. And then Jalen Milroe, we just talked about him. He's 45th, 150.85. But again, I take that with a grain of salt with Milroe again because he still needs a lot of fundamental work as a passer, and it seems like he's getting that. Even going back a couple years, going back to 2023, the number one guy in terms of quarterback rating in the fourth quarter, Jaden Daniels, a 247.02. That's sensational for a college quarterback. He was number one. Number 15, Bo Nix at a 183.10. He was really good in the fourth quarter, and you've seen that translate to the NFL. CJ Stroud, 28th, one in 2022, 164.37. So he was pretty good in the fourth quarter as well. Now with Jaxson Dart, the point I want to make is he has not had good fourth quarter quarterback ratings in 2 of his 3 years. In 2023, though, he's actually pretty good. Quarterback rating in the fourth quarter that year was better than what Bo Nix had. So he showed he can do it in the fourth quarter. But going all the way back to 2022, Dart's fourth quarter QB rating was just 136.54. That was 86th among qualified passers. That was worse than what Dorian Thompson Robinson did in the fourth quarter of that season. So that's a pretty bad sign for Jaxson Dart. And the big red flag and where that showed up was in a must-win game for Ole Miss at Florida. Jaxson Dart threw 2 interceptions in the final minute 40 of that game, where his team needed to win to keep any semblance of a college football playoff spot alive. Dart threw 2 big interceptions on the road. Another one that was an interception that was overturned, but on the very next play, Dart threw his second interception that counted, ended the game. Now, why that matters to the Browns, we have to remember that a reason that Baker Mayfield, there were questions about whether it's going to be the long-term future of the position for the Browns. He had his own fourth quarter issues in 2021, so it would feel a little weird from a Browns perspective to have already moved on from a guy because he couldn't get it done the fourth quarter consistently to draft a guy who more often than not has not been able to get it done the fourth quarter. So that's a reason why I just can't really have a hard time wrapping my head around Jaxson Dart here.